Good morning. This is Tim Bagonis. I'm CMO from D-Tools, and joining me is Seth Enos, Product Manager for System Integrator. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join us for this webinar today. We're going to go over what's new in SI 2017, and we'll do an overview. So if you participated in a webinar with us before, it's pretty standard. If not, a couple of things. Let us know if you have any trouble seeing or hearing the presentation. You have the ability to raise your hand in your dashboard, as well as use the questions bar. We'll have time throughout the presentation for Q&A, but as things are moving, if you have questions, jot them down and we'll address them either at the end of the presentation or we'll try to address them throughout. And you have a little arrow on the right side of your dashboard. Collapse that and you'll be able to see the viewing area more improved. Okay, what we'll cover today, we're going to do a brief overview of the new features enhancements in SI 2017. We've added a lot of great new features to the platform. I'm going to hand it over to Seth to do a brief demo of those. We'll do a high-level run-through of these enhancements, and like I said, we'll have Q&A at the end to be able to answer any of your questions. For those of you who may not be utilizing the entire feature set of our solution, I wanted to remind you and point out that we can really help streamline your entire project process, from estimation and proposals through detailed engineering drawings, all the way through purchasing and back office. Really, our solution touches on all those major areas of the project process, and we continue to build out the feature set to help really facilitate an end-to-end solution for your business. So if you're not utilizing all of the features of System Integrator, I encourage you to really look at different ways that the software can help your business. So let's jump into some of these new improvements we've made in the new platform. We've made some major architectural changes in the platform. And the benefit of these changes is that for the first time, we are able to report on information across projects. D-Tools in the past had been limited to reporting mainly on a single project or up to 5. Now we're able to really look across the entire history of your projects, including current and archived projects, and be able to generate visual reports. What this really allows is it really creates a business intelligence engine that enables you to look at key areas of the business and be able to visualize, analyze, and track some key performance indicators throughout your business. So we have some pre-configured visual reports that ship with the platform, allow you to look at different things in terms of sales and product information, product usage. We'll get into those in a bit, but it's a very, very powerful solution. We've got some new report templates and themes. We've got new reports as well as new updated look and feel for many of our reports and client presentations. We have a new customer portal that will be completed at the end of April, and what that's going to allow you to do is publish client and project information to the web so that your customers can view, they can make comments, and they can e-sign documentation. And as well, with any release, we've made a number of productivity enhancements across all areas of the platform. So let's dive a bit into this business intelligence that we've created. So by being able to report across projects, this gives you as a business owner, a manager, project manager, the ability to look across different areas of the business. From a sales perspective, be able to look at pipeline, be able to look at sales volume. How are we tracking? You can sort these by sales rep or by client or by stage. And this really gives you a good understanding of the the business and where we're looking revenue-wise. You can also do product usage reports so that you can look at products by category, by system. You can see which ones are most profitable by manufacturer, mix and margin reports. This is the information that's useful to you to understand where your most profitable products are, what most profitable systems are as you're doing your day-to-day business. We can also look at overall project profitability. And again, any of these reports can be sliced and diced any number of ways, by client, by stage, by assignment, mix and match. It's very powerful. In addition to the pre-configured reports that we supply, we also have a dashboard wizard so that you can create your own visual reports. So much like any of the other features within the platform, that's very, very powerful. You can create your own visual reports by user type, by role, by function. You can look at different layouts, either column charts, bar charts, pie charts. You can group and summarize these results, and it really gives you a way to really look at the business across the board. So as with any other release, we have a number of improvements across all areas of the platform. Improvements in data and catalog. One of the key features is this new ability to find products that are used in projects, which is great for you to be able to look at what's been discontinued or what products are used the most. We can export information from the catalog as a CSV export and include calculated fields and more complex exports. We've made a number of improvements around projects. As always, we look to build on our drawing capabilities, and we'll show you those improvements as well. And along with the report templates and improvements, we'll show off a couple of new reports and all of the other improvements that we've made for this platform. One of the key things in QuickBooks now is being able to take PO items, receive those items, and push those over to QuickBooks, and of course more as we'll get to. And then we have our customer portal that's coming. It's going to be released about 30 days following the release of 2017. We anticipate 2017 being available April 4th. So the customer portal will be available approximately 30 days from that date. And really what this is going to be able to do is give you the ability to publish your documentation, your client documentation, proposals, contracts, any project documentation to the web so that your customers will be able to view these from any web-enabled device. So they'll be able to view the documents, make comments, and ultimately give you approvals. We can do e-sign approvals. And this is really going to extend the functionality of the platform so that you and your customers will be able to work wherever there's internet connection. And we are continuing to build out our API and our third-party integrations to extend the functionality to make this more of an end-to-end solution. In addition to our built-in QuickBooks integration, we have our integration with Portal so that you can update your pricing from within the catalog and get your specific cost information. We have a number of active integrations for CRM. We have a CRM integration underway with ConnectWise, which will be available probably at the end of Q2. We have an integration underway with Salesforce. We have a completed integration with Trax.io so that you can manage inventory throughout DTools and be able to push that information into Trax.io to manage your inventory. And we have integrations with Domotz and Ahiji for remote system monitoring and service management. We continue to build out our roadmap for these integrations, and we want to make sure that whatever investments you've made in technology, that D-Tools can extend that functionality and be able to streamline that workflow. So with this, I'm going to hand it over to Seth, and he's going to go through an overview of some of the new features.
Hi everyone, this is Seth Enos here, and Tim just described all of the new features, or some of those new features that are coming out, and now we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of those features. I know the one that most people are excited to see are the dashboards, so we will start with those. And again, that's this cross-project reporting that we finally have in the software. It's very exciting news. So what we're going to do here, just bear with me one sec. Flip back here. There we go. Okay, so now you can get to the dashboards many different ways. Of course, there's a little link right here. It's also going to be listed under your projects tab here. I'm going to take you out to manage projects first, though, just because I want to show you what this data is based off of when you are running against projects. We've always had these progresses, as we call them, for projects. And each one of these progresses now can be assigned a status, and that's going to determine how these dashboards run. Like, what is a won project? What is an open project versus a project that you didn't win? So where do we do that? If we go here to project progresses, so one of the changes we made is that we have the status here. So we basically have 3 preset statuses, whether a project progress can be open, won, or lost. And those will be your major filters when creating these dashboards or viewing these dashboards. So I just wanted to point that out, that we did add a new field there. And let's go ahead and jump over to dashboards. And again, I can just click a link right here. This will take us out to the dashboards interface. What you're looking at here over on the left-hand side is our presets, our stock list here. And there's 3 basic categories, or stock categories: sales insights, business insights, product and labor insights. Now you can rename those, of course. You can also create your own categories out here to stay organized. But those are the 3 that we ship with, and these are the default dashboards that we come up with. And what you're seeing here in this list is a sales pipeline by sales rep. And that way, again, when you're looking at who the project is assigned to, that's what this is actually referencing here. You can see I just have a handful of projects on this machine, but we've got how many projects are in the pipeline for each one of your sales reps. So that's one. There's a sales volume. Let's see, we'll do the sales volume 1. Go ahead and do this by sales rep and see if there's anything in this list. Again, similar list here, but it's basically showing the volume of dollars. Again, just different data over here. As Tim mentioned, these can be viewed many different ways, and I'll get to that, but basically you can see that there's a column, bar, pie, and a table here. And so also over here on the right-hand side, you can apply a filter at any point in time. Again, here's those statuses that relate to the project progresses. Here's your, of course, a date range, which is quite important here. And again, here's another project filter right up here. There's your progress filter, and you can also include archive projects in your filter here if you would like. And just once you make these changes, just hit apply filter, and your graph or your chart here will change. So we'll run a few more of these. Let's get product profitability under the business insights. If we expand this, now I've been running a few of these already, but what I should point out is, as you can see down here, there are preset definitions for each one of these dashboards, and basically that's how they're going to group or display for you. So if we did say product profitability by category, it's the most popular thing. So we can see here security, again, profitability percentages, average of product margin is what this one happens to be showing. And we'll do a couple more of these. Project profitability, of course, that's a big one. So this is product by category. If we look at project profitability, and maybe again by sales rep, it'll pull up here, and you can see again based on average margin for projects for your sales reps. So let's see again. We've got a labor item usage. Maybe here we'll run this by phase. This is when we start getting into item usage. So we've got labor in the software. We've also got products or equipment, and you can see data across, again, whatever you filtered to over here. And last but not least, I'll show product usage. Maybe I'll do this one by category. And of course, my high number here is my wire and cable. Use that the most, but then it works its way down. You can show, again, show top or bottom, and then you can decide how many you want to see. You know, if you want to see the bottom, what's my least selling category right there? It's down here, as you can see. So what these are going to do is, again, give you more business insight as your, or business intelligence is another way to say that, for running your business versus just creating projects and running reports against a single project. It's also going to prompt you to really maybe start using those project progresses and dial in your catalog of products so you don't have multiple categories that mean the same thing. It's going to be good all around, so you can get good data out of these dashboards here. As Tim also mentioned, if you don't like these stock ones, you can always, of course, create your own. A very simple little form here will open where you can name it, choose your data source, whether you're looking at projects, project items, project products, or project labor items. Of course, assign it to a category, choose your charts here, what style you'd like it to display in by default. Again, choose some definitions here, and choose your series. On these, you can also preset your filters, which is a really nice feature when you're creating your own. So again, here's the same filter list that you see over here. You're going to be able to preset those for your custom dashboard views. And while I've got this one showing, we'll just go ahead and go through some of these. So here's the column by default is what we've been showing. Here's the bar version. There's a pie chart. And then you can also get a table of the data as well. And that can be exported to a PDF or Excel. And if you want an image of any one of these charts here, those can also be exported as a PNG file. So very, very useful new interface inside of SI 2017.
And the key there is to be able to look at the business as you're going and make decisions based on this information that we couldn't do previously.
Absolutely. All right. I'm going to go ahead and move over here just to the projects tab for a second here and show you some of the other new features that we added inside of SI 2017. So one of them being contract payments here for your contracts. If you guys recall, or if you're a current user, that you can only have one default or one contract payment under the setup tab currently. And so on a per job basis, you would have to go in and modify it. Now you're going to be able to create, profiles, if you will, different contract payments and have those stored out here. You can set one of them as your default. You can see this top one. There's a button here to set any one of them as the default, but then you'll be able to choose from a list rather than having to go through and manipulate the lines like you currently do. So that's a huge improvement. It's been a request for a while, and we finally were able to put that in this release. Component ID format for those of you that are doing drawings. We did have a request for this little feature down here where you can increment the component ID, which would force it to not fill in missing sequences. And that's a use case that has come up a few times over the years where you don't want us to go back and fill in the gaps, if you will, if wires or products were deleted out of a project as you were working. If you don't want to go back and fill in those numbers that are missing for your component IDs, this will just continue incrementing, just count up. So again, useful feature right there. And the next thing I'm going to show you really quickly, if I open this up, we'll go and check this project out. A new little feature that we added here has to do with locations. And what we'll do is go ahead and manage our locations for this particular project here. And you can see now there's a clone with options feature up here. So if you have a name of something in a generic name, or like bedroom, and there's, say, 4 more bedrooms, if you don't have a number already in front of this, what you can do is, type the name in once or select it once. And if you clone with options, what you're able to do is choose how many more of these you want. I want to say 4 more of these. You could put a prefix in here if you wanted to, and spaces count. So something I discovered here, so I can always put a space in there, and then start from what number. And maybe I want 4 more of these, but I want this to start at number 2. Hit OK. So I get bedroom 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then I can come back here and say, well, I'll rename you to bedroom 1. So make sure I only put 1 space there. And now I've got bedroom 1 through 5. So that can save you some time when you're creating your location list or modifying your location list. So we'll go ahead and save and close that. Now those have been added to the list here for this project. All right. One other thing I'll show you too. Let me go ahead and close out of this project. We'll just go ahead and save that, sure, and check it in. Proper procedure there. And when we get back here, I do want to show you, there is a new layout here for projects. There's now a price tab. Historically, all we would show was like the price of the project with tax in this column. That's all you could really see. But what we've done here on the price tab, and of course you can create your own custom layouts just like any of our interfaces. We've added for project information the cost, the price, margin, markup, tax, and then the price with tax. Of course, this is the one that's existing now, but we added these, looks like 5 new columns here on request to be able to view that information. And keep in mind, when you filter this grid out here, remember you can always export that out to Excel if you'd like to do anything with that data. So this is not a new feature, just wanted to point it out that it's even more useful now when we have a lot more price columns showing here in this project grid. So let's look at reports. Tim mentioned we've got some new style, a new look for proposal reports, as well as just in general the client reports. There's a whole new set of themes for them. So let's go ahead and pull this up. The first thing I'm going to show you, which you'll see one of the new themes in, is the brand new line item detailed install price report. We've just never had one of these before that showed the install price. And what the install price is the price of the product plus the labor plus any price adjustments that you've added to those parts. Which again, we've had the proposal install price reports down here for ages, but we've never done the line item detail one. So I'll go ahead and run that real quick. And again, this is going to show you an example of one of our new themes here. There we go. Let's go ahead and expand that full screen. And this one actually does show kind of a unit install price, if you will, and then a total install price when you have more than one quantity over here. So that's very, very cool. You're taking a look here. And again, this is the new theme look that you see along here. A proposal will show that off better. So let's just go ahead and grab that. I'm just going to choose, choose this. Let's go to proposal with images by location once again. And this will have a brand new cover page, so you can see, and if you put a custom image, it still will fill that in. But we've just, again, changed that look all around here. And if I get going here a little bit, you'll see like the graphic banners here have changed. And this is now on the right side. So a little bit, stylistic changes. And you can change these colors. We have some built-in themes for you that you're able to change, of course, just like you have that ability now. I'll just show you the main place where you're going to find that. It's under your report settings, themes. Here's the default. It's blue here, but when you choose to select this, these are for the new reports. We will still support the old themes with older reports, but here we've just got some colors you can choose from. Now, and again, if you don't like these colors, you can always create a custom report and just put your own graphics in, like you've always been able to do. But we did put some just built-in ones here. So we'll go ahead and close out of that. So that's some of the new reports and looks that we have in the software. I'm going to go ahead and take you out now to the catalog and show you some of those new features real quickly. So let's go to catalog, and I'm actually going to start in the package explorer here. So we'll go to manage packages, and I'll go ahead and open up a package here. And this is it's a 4-port media plate. And so what you'll see in here, we've got 4 wires, 4 inserts, a faceplate, and a back box. So it's kind of a complete little kit for this. And this is a good example to show this new feature for, because it has multiple wires that may be running at the same time. So what we've always had the ability to do is to ignore labor on packages. And that was kind of the use case for this, would be wire. When you have multiple wires, each one of these is charging their own labor for the run, and that might not be realistic. You may not be competitive with that price when you're charging per drop when it's really being pulled at the same time, if that's the case. So here we've always had this option to ignore labor and products, and then what you would do is you would create a labor item in your catalog that would account for the labor for this package, because we're ignoring all of this. Well, now what you can do, down here, if you'll notice, now we'll show you the labor hours. So you're able to see, in this case, 3.3 hours for this plate. That's what it's claiming, again, because it's adding up the individual labor for every product. And when you have multiple wires, maybe that's not the case. Maybe this thing should only take an hour, in your opinion, and that's all it should charge for. So if you do change this, or you could type in a factor percentage if you really know, but you can just type in your net hours here. And now I've switched the hours for this package to be 1. And again, that was not possible prior to this release. Very, very cool new addition to the software. And I'll go ahead and leave that and save and close that. I'm going to now take you over to the Product Explorer. Just go to Manage Products. We'll go here. And I'm going to show you a new feature. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit to select some items here. I'll just choose these. And again, you can pick, filter, find, sort, find what you're looking for. But there's a new feature under your Tools menu here that says Find in Projects. And this goes back to, again, the real major change that we put a lot of the development effort into 2017 was to get off of a file-based system, to get this data put into a again, a database for your projects, so we can run those dashboards that go across projects. And here's another little benefit of that too. We can find out basically, were these used in any project, and if so, which projects? When you click this, it'll let you know right off the bat how many of those weren't even used in projects. 2 of my 8 selected, they're not in any projects. So again, that question might be, then why is it in your database if you've never used it? But hey, maybe you're planning to use it. If not, delete it. Go ahead and pull this up though, and these are the products that it found in different projects. And now this is filtered to all of them when you have multiple selected here, but you can also then go down here and it will show you, this was found in one project, but if you see down here, it would show you the average, minimum, and maximum cost, price, and hours across the board. Let's see if we can find something that's been used multiple. Here we go. These couple of projects listed here for this one, couple for this one. And if you want to go actually modify those projects at this point in time, you can. You can actually open the project right from here. Just double click it and that will open the project file. You can check it out and make any changes if you're looking to swap out gear. Here's one that was in 4 projects with some variants down here. So that is, again, very, very cool new feature that we're able to implement based on our architecture change for this release. Okay, I'm going to show you now just a couple of little scheduling things that we did, and one of them being a permission, actually. So it doesn't sound that exciting, but it's very, very useful. When you're setting up your users, we'll go ahead and choose somebody. I'll just even choose myself here. And for an example, when I set this up, I put a cost per hour. And again, that's what it asks here. We've always had this field. The problem with that is that this displays for anybody that has access to, say, scheduling or resources. You don't want to show basically what you're paying somebody an hour to everybody in your company. And this was always a viewable field. So now you have the permission when you're setting up your user groups here. So we go to like a standard user here. Let me just see. View resource costs is something you can turn on or off for people, deny them access or grant them access. So very, very useful feature for PMs and, of course, business owners to block information from your users. The other thing that you can do, this is on the mobile install side. Anybody that's using our mobile install, notice you do get notification emails depending on what you've set up out there, like when tasks and service orders are created or when they're closed, and when site notes are added and all that fun stuff. Now you get to choose the time when you receive those emails. Before, it was just on pretty much a schedule. I think, I don't know what, 6 or 7 in the morning, I don't recall, where you'd get your daily updates. But now actually in the interface here itself, if you go up under, or if you're logged in, go under your profile, and you're able to set your daily notification email time here. So that's very nice. Very nice feature that a lot of people have requested. And let's see, last but not least, the last feature I'm going to show you is this one that Tim mentioned regarding purchase orders and QuickBooks. So we implemented this purchase order module, if we'll call it that, I don't know, 6 months ago, I think, if I recall, one of our releases. And it's been quite popular with our users because we do understand not everybody uses QuickBooks. So for those of you that don't know about this, it is its own little standalone PO system, if you will, that you do not have to integrate with QuickBooks, but it still does integrate with QuickBooks for those that use it. And we've had the ability here to be able to create these. And then, of course, if you are a QuickBooks user and want to track stuff over there, you can create this purchase order from here over to QuickBooks. That feature's been there. What we haven't been able to do is push our receives here over to QuickBooks. And now we are able to do that via this little button right here. So what we'll do here, let me see, try to see which one I want to do. This one right here, I'm going to select it. This is purchase order number 4. If you look over here, scroll over. That's when it was exported to QuickBooks. It gave it number 4. So let's go ahead and look at QuickBooks here. This is PO number 4. Nothing's been received over here. And here, once you create a receive in our software, which again, you select this, create a receive, which I have down here. If you double click this, you can see that I've received the items. And this was a complete receive. It wasn't a partial, but this function works for both. Create QuickBooks item receipt, and you click it, and you'll just get this little message. It's been received and sent over as an item receipt. And if we go back here, you'll see now, same PO4, just pull that back up. It is now received. So that's very nice that we're able to do that. So it saves you a little double entry there. If you're going to create the receives in our software, which is very beneficial here because, again, when you do it through our software here, creating the PO and receiving those items, that data writes back to the project file automatically for you. The next time you open the project, you'll get a notification that, hey, there's purchase orders have changed for this. Do you want to update the fields? And that's like expected date, whether it was received, if there's a receive date, all of the fields associated with purchase orders. So that's why it's nice to create them here. But up until now, you then have to say, okay, well, I need to go receive them again over in QuickBooks. But now you can push that automatically. We're always trying to save you double entry. It's one of our goals here at DTools. And that is my presentation of the new features of SI 2017.